Ooh, I am live. Excellent. No intro, no diving into this, and I'm certain that if we hang around long enough, there'll be some people who will join us. But it is now. What time is it? It must be just
Ten
after
past
5. Yeah,
seven.
10 past 7,
5.
10 past 5.
I'm tired.
Yes, you are tired. It's been a long day. I'm not going to put Caroline on camera too much, if anything, because she's in bed.
I'm in my pajamas.
Cooked up. It's been a long day. If you want to dive in and jump in with any comments that I'm going to make, by all means. But we are back at the hotel now, minutes, literally a stone's throw away from the Harrogate Convention Centre. This is going to be my thoughts not only on day one, but also last night as well, because I had a blast. I had a great time. Hello there, Toby. Hello, Chuck. Thank you very much, for joining us, chaps. So, yes, returning to Harrogate for the International Sequential Comic Art Festival. And the thoughts were, would the crowd show up? Would the artists show up? Would everyone behave themselves? Would everyone be wearing their masks? Would everyone feel comfortable? Which was the most important thing. And I think the answer across the board is yes, 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 and yes. It did look a little bit touch and go at the beginning because the line took its sweet ass time to get kind of up and running. But once it did, and the doors opened at 10 this morning, it nicely picked up, and people kind of walked through and made their way through the 3 halls. We did do the correction on the last Talking Con about my misremembering 2019. In 2019, there were 3 rows of tables running through the front 2 halls. This time there was just the 2. So you had the side tables, and then you had the 2 running through the middle. And it made, for myself, certainly that front hall feel so much more airy. It felt more relaxed. It actually felt busier in room 2 now for that, because the energy, instead of just being cramped up in that front hall, in the red shirt hall, it just kind of like flowed through all 3 rooms, didn't it? It was really, really, it was even throughout, and that I'm certain will have helped. Certainly sales in the second room, certainly in the back as well. It was nicely laid out. Chloe and the team have done a stunning job with how they've actually curated and laid out the rooms. Yeah. So there's energy throughout. I mean, right at the back of the first red shirt hall, you had the likes of Tula Lote, Lisa. You had Al Ewing. You had Paul Goodenough selling a book, which I've got, by the way. I got a copy of that, the most important comic book in the world. It's very, very good. What else did I see? There was Joelle Jones, who I completely forgot was here. But she was here, and she was signing stuff, and Zoe Thorogood, and everyone being very open and welcoming and grateful to see a crowd in front of them again. You could definitely see the difference between the likes of those that had done small festivals and the likes of Meanwhile a couple of weeks ago, or like 3 weeks ago, and those that had just dove in. This was their first con back. I mean, I came across Rob Luckett and his partner in crime, whose name escapes me for a second because it's been a long day. But they just, like, you could just see there was a little bit of shell shock there. There's a lot of residual damage, which COVID and lockdown has done. But everyone was grateful to be back, and there was a real positive vibe throughout. I mean, Caroline has got to be said. I mean, I don't know how I did it. I don't know how she did today, because she definitely did a fair. You did your tour. You did a tour.
I actually managed. Sorry, I look.
No, don't worry about it.
Yeah. I actually managed, because my mission was to at least look at every single booth, even if it was just a glance. And I did. I managed to get through all 3 halls.
Your voice is
Oh
seriously.
yeah, it's I'm done.
Yeah.
I like the fact he's done this literally. Hello, darling. I like the fact that he's done this like 10 minutes after I took my makeup off. So, champion.
Perfect. There we go.
But
I mean, just talking to people,
they
everyone seemed very grateful.
So happy to be back, and they're so friendly, and because I did struggle a bit, quite a bit. I'm not gonna lie, I did. There was a
couple of moments,
and I had I had artists and trainers turn around going, look, if you need to sit down, I'll find a chair for you. You can lean against the table, you can sit on the table if you want.
I think it would have been nice to have had a couple more quiet spots
they've actually,
throughout, not just buried a little bit further back.
They've got a designated quiet area upstairs. I just spotted in here. I didn't realize that.
It's a long way up.
Yeah, need some quiet time. Bub's Lounge upstairs.
I couldn't tell you where that was.
No, me neither. I had no idea. I didn't see any signage for that. This is literally, I've just spotted it on here.
But there we go.
But and the other thing was I struggled. Hey, I struggled with because it's like 6 steps from Red Shirts Hall down to Comixology Hall.
So we could just swing the map round to you.
Don't show the mess of the room. Right, no. So by here you've got like about 6 steps to go down to that room, and a lift. It has a lift. You cannot use the lift without somebody with a key to operate it for you.
Oh boy.
So for people struggling to walk, I mean, if you're in a wheelchair, they were there. But if you're just walking around, because I asked one of the red shirts if I could use the lift, and he was like, I don't know how you can use that. I'll find somebody to ask. Next thing you know, he spotted some people that were emptying the bins that actually worked for the convention center, and they're like, I'll go find somebody that can operate it. I'm like, if it's going to take like 5 minutes and that for me to get somebody here to operate the lift, I'll just struggle with these 6 steps, because I was walking. Those steps really hurt me.
Yeah. My knee is on its way. That took a bit of a bang.
Yeah.
Just generally. I mean, then again, I'd hurt my knee about a month ago, so there's still some tendon damage there, but this exacerbated that. Anyway, but let's talk positives. Let's talk positives.
So nice to see everybody.
And then again, I was going to say, let's talk positives. There's actually, this comes with a caveat, because we had the likes of James Tiernan 4th here. We had Alvaro Martinez Bueno, who's a sweetheart. Martin Sims, who is an absolute ledge. David Mack, who's amazing. You had all these people, and it was split in 2 halves. So you had I've forgotten who was looking after the David Mack side. What's it called? It's a signing company.
Oh, frick!
I can't remember, but they were not signing for, or they're not charging for signatures unless you were getting them CDC'd, in which case they charged. I liked that approach. That was good. On the other side of the room, you had Scots. They, on the other hand, you get your first 5 for free, and then it was something like £16 for James for every signature, and like £12 for Martin's, etc. So you got your first 5. So people were getting the 5 books signed, and they're going to the back of the queue, and so like circling around until they got whatever they needed. Admittedly, I discovered, by the way, certainly with Martin Simmons, every penny that he raised going through and being administrated by Scott's Collectibles, it's going to charity.
Oh, nice.
So that's rather cool. That was rather nice. So those tables were constantly rammed, because it was people just either going back in and just getting their sort of 5 free and then coming back in for another 5. But anyway, so a little bit of organisation there, which works. But yeah, let's see what we've got there. You've got Declan. Is Declan Shelby here this week? Oh no, he's not. He cancelled.
Yeah, this is this is not updated from cancelling because they would have printed this ages ago.
You got Kieran Gillen as well.
Yeah,
he's cancelled. Yeah.
There are a number of empty tables, and I'll be surprised because there was a lot of the traders they had. I mean, I saw a number of tables. There was 3 traders for 1 table, and it was they were all sort of.
I know you're on about. I think I know you're on about.
There's a number of them. It wasn't just like 1 table that had this. There was a number. So I'd be surprised if they didn't try and spread them out to use the tables for tomorrow.
Sure. Don't see why not.
I doubt they will, but I would,
be handy if they did.
Yeah.
The reason why I wanted to very quickly mention last night as well, because we went out first Betty's Tea Room in Harrogate. Very charming. We had high tea, and it was lovely.
Thank you to Alison for this, by the way.
Alison Sampson got my missus a cookie.
It's not a cookie, it's a rascal.
Is it rascal?
I think it's called a gooey rascal or something. I can't remember.
There you go. So that's okay. Let's change the subject there. So yeah, we went out for high tea at Betty's Tea Room, and then we went to the
Cold Bath Brew House.
They're one of the Cold Bath Brew House. So we went there. It was very cold, so we went to the sister Cold Bath Brew House next door,
which is paradise.
We then went inside it there. We were sat and we were having a great time, and we were with Ollie McNamee from the Comic Con, and we were with Will Salmon, formerly of Cud and now a comics writer. And then Martin Simmons joined us. And
I left.
Oh, you left
because me and Leanne
tapped out.
We were tired.
Then Martin Simmons joined us, and then we discovered that there was a Comixology event happening upstairs with a free bar, and we went upstairs, and everybody was there, and it was a great night.
Yeah.
Sorry. Dan Cornwell, not jealous at all.
No, not at all.
Sorry.
I didn't lay in bed wondering what time he's going to be back, considering he told me.
Where's my husband?
Literally told me, I don't think I'll be that long. I'll be back soon. Go to sleep. Like, love you. I was like, all right, fine. 2 hours later, he still hadn't turned up. So I was like, okay.
This is not going to turn into a kicking of legs.
Then I put a tweet out saying, if anybody sees an Englishman, just let me know he's safe, because he has a habit of getting very drunk and falling over.
Okay. Right, moving on.
So I was worried.
Moving on. Okay, this is now not
12:15.
Okay, you can bugger off now. Right. I know that I said I did tweet out very early on, the kind of like how the line was going. We will not be doing any live streaming. We won't be doing much posting from inside the convention center. There is no internet and or phone signal. It is a dead zone. All 3 buildings.
Especially, I don't know, all 3.
All 3 rooms, a nightmare.
Definitely the Bubble Boy Hall.
Yeah.
Because that's the names of the halls.
Yeah, you've got the Bubble Boy Hall, the Comixology Originals Hall, and the Red Shirts Hall. But all 3 of them are really difficult to get in contact. So we're going to have to give you these kind of updates to give you a sense of what to expect.
I literally took no photos today except of people's like Instagram handles and things like that. That's the only things I took photos of.
I took some. I took some inside the House to Astonish panel, which was hilarious. Those guys were so funny.
I think tomorrow is going to be my photographing day.
Yeah, I think I'm going to chill out a bit more today, because we went for the signatures pretty hard. I'm trying to get you up later. Yes. Anyway, we go pretty hard, but to be fair, I'm going to go back in and try and get some more James Tynan, because I've got a lot of James Tynan books, and I want to try and get them done. I don't think I will, but I'll get the majority of them done.
There's at least
and I want to get
5 books I want to buy.
I want to get my Jocks done as well, and he's signing at his table, so that's going to be cool.
Yeah, I want to buy like 5 books.
Which books do you? What has jumped out at you that's you've got right?
Well, the things that jumped out at me the most, I actually bought today.
Go on then.
Which was a bunch of stickers.
Go. Stickers.
Okay. I'm not going to show all the stickers. The books, I got Rachel Smith's new one that isn't even out yet. It comes out in a couple of days' time. She had some hardback covers and she had some softback covers as well. Which, yeah, I can't wait to read that. She signed it.
I'll come back to that, Dan, in a second. Yeah.
And then I found this little charmer, which just I just thought it was so cute. And considering their business card says don't fluff with cats, which I thought was brilliant.
And that's Paul Cornell, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Paul Carroll.
Oh, Paul Carroll, sorry, and Gareth Luby.
Yeah.
Letters by Hassan Otsman Halal. In other words, they didn't slouch on the lettering.
Yeah, and it's just the most cute book of violence. Apparently swearing. I think there's a little bit of swearing, or kind of swearing. So it's almost kid friendly. I mean, I wouldn't really call that kid friendly, but
I can't see where you framed it. But okay.
It was perfectly framed. Thank you.
Okay.
But this little character of this cat.
Oh, don't go into.
No, I've got to.
Go on then.
Right. So the little cat is based off. I believe it was Gareth. It was Gareth's cat. Was it Gareth? No. Wait. Yes, Gareth's cat. It was based off his cat. And he told me all about his cat, and I was like, "Oh, that sounds really cute." And he went, "Yeah, there's a whole thing on the back page. It's a memorial because the cat died in 2018." I was almost in tears, but we all ended up having a giggle because cute little cat. And I got some stickers from them as well because.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I love stickers.
You do. Oh, you met Hazel Wheatley.
I believe so.
You met
Yes.
a bunch. Right, okay. Well, let's wrap this up because I don't want to go too much, but let's wrap up with a couple. I mean, there's a couple of as well. Like I picked up Wind from James Tynan and Michael Dianis, Dialanus, sorry, who I didn't really know was here, but had a good chat with him. Good guy. Like I say, the most important comic book on earth. I got that. I got a couple of Department of Truth prints. That was rather cool. Right, okay, Dan Cornwell. Comment or thoughts on Frank Miller not attending, not to stir controversy. I understand that. I am going to stir a little bit of controversy, if anything, because I am going to disagree with Zanab on this one. Zanab of Shortbox, when she learned that Frank Miller was attending, pretty much stirred up a lot of heat on social media and effectively pressured Thought Bubble to cancel Frank Miller. I have heard today there was actually some other factors which Thought Bubble therefore were not that bothered about cancelling Frank Miller, because apparently it was extortionate to give Frank Miller here. There was appearance fees and everything. There was a lot of money that could have been used elsewhere. But anyway, that's beside the point. I still believe that Frank Miller is an important voice in comics. I think as somebody who has interviewed him in the last 4 years, the man has a mind like a steel trap. So he's not some doddering old fart. Yeah. Yes, some of his work is problematic, but you find me a creative that hasn't courted topics and subjects which some people will get offended at.
Well, look at Wonder Woman. That started out with BDSM.
Exactly. So, for myself, I think it would have been great to have Frank Miller here as a headliner. I understand the concerns, but I don't think they were justified for the amount of heat that they create. Personally, I remain a Frank Miller fan. I enjoy his work. I'm even a Dark Knight Strikes Again apologist. as I've explained to him. I think that grows in relevance the further we get away from Dark Knight Strikes Again. I know it's not a popular book, but there it works. That's the way it is. But yes, I understand there are some comments and some work he has done in more recent years that remains the definition of the word problematic. And that's why he was cancelled in both senses of the term. Not only for the convention, but also just cancelled online. I don't think it was entirely justified, but that's the kind of statement, me saying that which would then just rain heat on me because it's something to have heat rained on. Does that make sense? It's just something that it's a lightning rod for. He's a lightning rod for controversy. But there we go. I would have liked to have seen him here, and I would have supported him if he was here. That's my take on it. That's my thoughts.
Fair enough.
And we'll leave it there. Day 2 starts at 10 o'clock tomorrow. I will be front and center because apparently we're going to try for something else again, see what happens. And then I'm going to dive straight onto James's table and get them done and sorted out.
And I'm going to get buy those books that I want to get.
Yeah.
And then spend the rest of the day taking photos of everything I can until my feet give out.
Sounds like a plan.
Then I have to pick a short-term goal.
I've got to try and find myself a memory card for my camera so I can take some photos. But we'll see what we can do about that.
Yeah.
Okay, it's been a long day.
Yes.
It's been a rewarding day.
Yeah.
It's been a fun day. I've enjoyed it. I really have.
I have. I've enjoyed talking to all of the creators.
Yeah. And
Oh.
I'm up for day 2. I'm jazzed. It hasn't sucked any of the enthusiasm out for me.
It was nice that everybody was wearing masks.
Yes. There was one guy that wasn't, and he just barged in front of me while I was talking to Zoe Thorogood, and I wasn't happy. But there you go. If you're watching, you're an arse. So there you go. Dan Cornwell, enjoy. I thoroughly intend to. I'm sure Caroline will as well. Thank you very much indeed for watching, Dan. And indeed, everyone else, thanks for tuning in. Thumbs up for Thought Bubble Day 1?
2 thumbs.
Thumbs up. I've got 1 thumb because I'm holding him.
On the camera.
If you are joining us, I know that Louise Saul is coming in for tomorrow. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, and looking forward to catching up with as many people as I can.
What was Sonia was going to ask you? Is Sonia not here
Sonia Leong is not here.
I thought she was. I don't know why.
She is at MCM Birmingham.
That'll be where she is.
That's where she is.
That's
all right.
A few people are.
A couple of them. Yeah.
Sharon and Neil are down there.
Are they now? Have a good time in at MCM Birmingham.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was telling a droid off earlier.
What else is new? All right. Take care. We'll see you soon. And report again for day 2 Thought Bubble. We'll see you later.
Mine's a bit worn because I've had a bath.
Yeah. Through to Pearson. Have a good night. A wonderful day tomorrow. A good night. Yeah, well, you're going to rest up for a couple of hours and then we're out again. Whee!
Yeah. Got to find out what we want to eat first, actually.
I'm going for food.
Yeah, but Indian or Thai?
Indian. All right, speak to you soon. Bye.
Bye.